Is Saturday, and you know what that means. Obviously, I am live. I am going live right now. And now, before I get into anything as far as my. Now, before I get into anything, as far as the live stream goes, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about some things that are going to be going on after this live stream. One of the things that what I'm going to do after this live stream is I'm doing another movie review video following this live stream, and and it is going to be a Halloween themed movie review. It's going to be a movie that's spooky, and I'm going to review it on using my iPad that I got with me. Also tonight, and Hazy, also tonight is Halloween Havoc. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to watch it. I cannot wait to see. We got some championship matches. We got some personal feuds. And even a tag team match that I didn't think I needed to see, but we're going to see it at Halloween Havoc. And I can't wait to watch it tonight. Just so you know. That's about it as far as that goes. And so let's get on with the live stream. If there's anybody that is here that wants to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It is never required. It's never required, but I don't mind the likes. But I do not mind the likes at all. Like, literally, I don't mind them at all. But hey, I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I mean, he knows you. I mean, he pretty much knows you. So I don't know why he would. But then again, who knows? We'll see what happens. But hey, I hope everybody is having a terrific day so far. Let's get started with the show and Monday Night Raw. Start off the week with Monday Night Raw as always, because that's the show that starts off the week, basically. Obviously, to start out the show, we got basically what we got was a video package reliving the events from the previous week, would release the main event segment, which involved Seth Rollins officially getting turned on by his own faction. Crazy stuff. I did not expect this to happen. I mean, well, let's be honest, I did expect it to happen, but I didn't expect it to happen so soon. I mean, we all kind of figured it was going to happen eventually. We just didn't know when. And it was probably going to be sometime next year, but it happened last week. So, congrats to the Vision Stable, I'm guessing. I guess congrats to the Vision Stable. I don't know, but hey, what do I know? Show started out with Paul Heyman and the Vision. They obviously they talked about turning on Seth Rollins. They focused on turning on Seth Rollins. And what happened last week? Paul Heyman said that he didn't plan on that happening, which, to be honest, sounds to me like a whole bunch of hooey, if you ask me. Then Adam Pearce comes out. He has an announcement to make. about the World Heavyweight Championship, and he is any. And our worst fears have been confirmed. Seth Rollins is not medically cleared to defend his world championship, which means he is stripped of the world title. Now, I know a lot of people were wondering, is this a work? Is this another stupid work? Yeah, it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good, Z. There was maybe only one match that I actually liked. I was really excited for, and it didn't even deliver up to the expectations that I had for it. We got a match between Darby Allin and Jon Moxley in an I Quit match that I thought was going to be one of those type of matches where both men try to literally kill themselves trying to get the win. And what we got was was tame considering what we've gotten as of late. I mean, we've gotten death matches in AEW recently this year that have been much more brutal than this I Quit match. But hey, it is what it is. Let's continue. Obviously, we got Paul Heyman out here to talk about the status of the World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, he said that Seth Rollins was injured and that he will not be able to defend his title moving forward. So he was officially stripped of the title, and obviously he forced Braun Breaker to give him the title, but not before Braun asked Adam Pearce to say "pretty please" for cream and sugar on top. Thank you guys for the likes. I do appreciate it. Should say 3 likes. Don't know why it's not showing 3 likes because I see 3 likes on my currently watching it on this channel via my iPad, and it's showing 3 likes on here. So I don't know why it's showing 3 likes on here, but who cares? After this, we go backstage with Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Finn isn't all too happy about Dominic basically forcing them into the match. Well, it's mainly all King L Moxley, if I'm not mistaken. It's all Moxley. Matt didn't go live yesterday. I'm guessing it's for work-related reasons. I can't remember if he said that he wasn't going to go live yesterday, but he didn't, so it's okay. I was able to watch a friend of mine, another guy on YouTube that I'm subscribed to that also reacts to WWE weekly shows. I was watching his live stream of SmackDown, so I was still able to somewhat keep up to date on what was going on the show. We got a shocking heel turn. Well, not so shocking, but a heel turn, which I will talk about later when we get to Friday Night SmackDown. But yeah, Finn Balor wasn't all too happy that Dominic Mysterio basically ran his mouth and got them a championship defense that they didn't ask for. But it is what it is. Dominic was also going to be defending his title against Rusev later on tonight. We got 3 title matches on this episode of Monday Night Raw. Not even the world titles, but the 3 basic mid-card titles. Men's and women's Intercontinental Championships and the tag team titles. The world tag team titles. We got a vignette of sorts for Asuka and Kairi Sane. They had a message for Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Obviously, this feud between them is not over, despite Asuka and Kairi Sane losing at the pay-per-view. It looks like they're not at the recent pay-per-view Crown Jewel. It does not look like they are done with Rhea and Io. Obviously, last week, I think there was a match. I think it was a match between Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane. She got Rhea, I think, lost the match via an assist by Asuka at the end of the match. And obviously they took out Rhea Ripley and Io didn't seem to be there, so it is what it is. But yeah. Now, some are saying that this feud could help bleed into War Games with Asuka and Kairi Sane basically heading a heel team against there's a group of babyfaces that more than likely will include Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Who joins Rhea and Io? I don't know. Who joins Kabuki Warriors? I don't know. But hey, who knows? We got after this, we got the tag team titles being defended. JD McDonough and Finn Balor versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Lasted about 15 minutes and it was a very good match. Not going to lie, it was a very good match. And we got new tag team champions. We got new tag team champions. And yeah, congrats to the new tag team champions of. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. You guys want to hit that like button? If there are people here that are just now coming in to the live stream and they want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. But thank you for the likes. I'm seeing 4 likes on this live stream. I don't know why it's not showing 4 likes, but it should be showing 4 likes. I don't know why. But hey. Also, if you guys want to share this live stream out to your channels, to your YouTube channel, if you have that option to do so. That's weird. But then again, it is Halloween season, so it wouldn't surprise me a bit. But hey, it is what it is. I want to. Okay. Yep. So congrats to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Here's hoping they actually book these new tag team champions better than they did the Judgment Day, because the Judgment Day never defended their titles. They were just there, and most of the time, whenever JD or Finn were wrestling, it was in singles matches. Or it was in non-title matches. And most of their time was spent in backstage segments arguing with Dominic over something, like whether it was the El Grande Americano situation heading into Worlds Collide, or this week their frustration over Dominic essentially getting them a tag team title defense that they didn't. I'd say Wrestle Dream. But a lot of AEW's pay-per-views this year have been hit and miss. Some of them have been at least good. There's not been one AEW pay-per-view this year that I would say has been considered great. They've either ranged from just plain bad to just good, but nothing else. Oh, WWE, I actually don't know. Maybe WrestleMania. I'm not saying WrestleMania was terrible. It's just that there was a lot of it that just wasn't good. Besides a few sprinklings here and there, like LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu was good. Night 1 main event was good. The Night 2 opener was good. We got, I can't remember what else was good on the show. I mean, there's not much on the show that was really good, but I'd say WrestleMania 41. I'm just gonna. No, I forgot. WrestlePalooza. WrestlePalooza was the worst because that show underdelivered so much because Triple H promised us a spectacle that was maybe that rivaled WrestleMania. Like, and guess what? We got literally nothing. We got nothing, no surprises, unless you account for Stephanie McMahon being inducted into the Hall of Fame by The Undertaker, basically announcing she would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Oh, hey, Everbless. I haven't seen you in a while. Like I said before, if there's anybody that's just now coming in and you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. But yeah, WrestlePalooza, worst pay-per-view of 2025. Worst WWE pay-per-view of 2025, by far. WrestleMania 41 would be a close second, but only because there were at least some moments of WrestleMania 41 that were good. Some matches that were good. After this match, we got a Rhea Ripley little video package for Rhea Ripley, who apparently within the last week or so sort of had an injury to her nose following a match in Japan. During WWE's recent tour in Japan, she had a match and she broke her nose. And she had a nose injury. So hopefully it's nothing serious. But hey, pray for her. But yeah. After this, we got another backstage segment. A backstage segment with Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso. They are both going to be participating. They were both going to be participating in the Battle Royal in the main event to determine who would face CM Punk for the vacated World Championship. CM Punk already won a number one contenders match last week to basically become the new number one contender for Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship. But now, because Seth has had to vacate the title, it'll be CM Punk in a one-on-one match with somebody else, winning the Battle Royal. We didn't know who. A lot of people were rooting for LA Knight, but wishful thinking, I guess. After this backstage segment, we got Roxanne Perez versus Stephanie Vicar in a decent match which lasted 12 minutes. Ooh. There for a second. Excuse me. And Stephanie, obviously, Stephanie's the world champion, current women's world champion. She won the match, obviously, and also, obviously, didn't even, as if right on cue, here comes Raquel Rodriguez to do the classic Judgment Day beatdown, because it wouldn't be a Judgment Day match if at least one member of the group wasn't coming out to beat up on the superstar involved in the match with another Judgment Day member. It's like every single time either Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez have had a match, it results in a beatdown. Post-match always results in a beatdown. I mean, I would like it if they were to just take a loss and just leave, but no, they just feel the need to send a message that you may have beaten us. You may have beaten us in this one match, but it's not like it matters. Well, it probably does. But we got a return, apparently, a return of Nikki Bella, who decided, you know what, I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm gonna make the save for Stephanie. People are already saying that Stephanie should not trust Nikki at all, and that Nikki should turn heel and go after Stephanie Vicar's Women's World title. Yeah, I know. Right, it is what it is. We then got Paul Heyman backstage. He then gets interrupted by none other than Becky Lynch. He then gets interrupted by Becky Lynch. This was a very, very good promo from Becky Lynch. She basically called, I can't remember what it was. a penguin faced whatever, which I thought was funny because recently Braun Strowman had, because recently Paul Heyman had decided to react to comments that Braun Strowman had made when Braun Strowman decided to call Paul Heyman basically a cheap version of Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, obviously in the Batman series, in the Batman universe, otherwise known as the Penguin. So I thought, did Becky Lynch somehow see Braun Strowman's comments and decide, you know what, I'm just gonna run with that in this promo? But it was very good. She basically told Paul Heyman that her husband always knew that this was going to happen. He always knew that he was going to turn on Seth, that Paul was going to turn on him, and that he was expecting it, to happen, and that when he gets back, Paul Heyman better not worry, because he's not going to kill Paul Heyman, but Paul's going to wish he would. I loved this promo from Becky Lynch. We then get Becky Lynch defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship versus Maxine Dupri. Maxine Dupri, in what was another very good match. Very good match. This was a follow-up to her match from 2 weeks ago when she had a count-out victory against Becky Lynch. So this was basically her title match. She got a title match. She beat the champion, not by pinfall, but by count-out, which it still counts. So this was the match that they got. And this was another really good match. Surprised. 2 straight matches for Maxine Dupri, and they've been good. Nothing spectacular, like not the greatest matchup, but obviously when it comes to Maxine Dupri, both of these matches against Becky Lynch, you could say, have been the best matches of her career. Still room for improvement, obviously, but these have definitely been her best matches so far. But obviously, she did not win the title. She won the match via DQ after Becky Lynch decided, you know what, I'm done with this match. I just want to get out of here as fast as I can. So I'm just going to clock Maxine with the title, get myself disqualified, and that's it. Now, knowing WWE, knowing Adam Pearce, he's not going to stand for that. And he's probably going to make sure that Maxine Dupri gets at least another shot. I mean, Maxine Dupri post-match, cut a small promo. WWE uploaded a video to their X account, apparently, of Maxine post-match, just cutting a small, short promo on Becky Lynch, saying that she's not done with her. I mean, why should she be? Why should she be? She just got cheated out of a title, out of a possible title win, only because Becky Lynch is afraid of losing her title. Is afraid of losing. But yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a third match between the two of them, and hopefully it's as good as the first two. And maybe this match will be a no disqualification type of match. We don't know. But I have no problems thinking about that. We also got another backstage segment with Paul Heyman, this time with Adam Pearce. Pearce, who decided, you know what, I'm gonna take the bronze. Who decided that if Paul Heyman asks really, really, really nicely, he'll put the bronze back in the Battle Royal, and Paul Heyman, he asked really, really nicely. But then Adam Pearce decided, you know what? I don't care. They're out of the Battle Royal anyways, and I'm not putting them back in. You just wasted a fake apology for nothing. For nothing. And I'm pretty sure it was all fake and not one word that Paul said in this segment was actually genuine. Like genuine sorry for what the Bronze for how the Bronze acted. So obviously we weren't going to get the Bronze in this battle royal in the main event. May have been a mistake. We don't know. Then we got Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev. This was for the Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, Dominic Mysterio was able to win the match via Eddie Guerrero tactics. Now, obviously, Dominic Mysterio is still technically, I guess, a heel at this point because he's cheating and he's doing the Eddie Guerrero thing of like cheating to win, lie, cheat, and steal. But just like Eddie, the crowd just can't seem to get enough of it. They love it. I mean, yes, he's cheating, but it's like the crowd doesn't care. The crowd doesn't care that he's cheating. They love him regardless. So I'm like, eventually they're gonna have to pull the trigger and turn him babyface because it's almost because he's now getting about as good of reactions as Cody Rhodes or even Roman Reigns. No, I don't think he's the greatest. He's not the greatest. Eric Bischoff was pretty good in his role in the mid 2000s when he came on. When he came into WWE as the manager of Monday Night Raw. I'd say he was pretty good. I know Teddy Long was pretty good. So I don't really know if I could tell you who the greatest general manager was because there's been so many that some of them I can't even really remember. But it is what it is. We got Bayley backstage with Lyra Valkyria. Now apparently, obviously, this week, I think it was this week, one day this week, it was Lyra Valkyria's birthday. So apparently Bayley has a quote-unquote surprise in store for Lyra next week to celebrate Lyra's birthday. Can't wait to see what that is. I don't know what that is, but I'm interested in seeing what it is. And then get the main event, Battle Royal, shot at CM Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. At Saturday night's main event, this match lasted about 18 minutes. Nothing special about it. Obviously, fans wanted LA Knight, and WWE apparently decided, you know what, we're just gonna play it safe, and we're gonna go with Jey Uso. And as of right now, the dislikes on WWE's video upload of Jay's win in the Battle Royal now has at least 90,000 dislikes, maybe even more than that, which makes it the second most disliked video of the entire year so far. Number one most disliked video of this year, not surprisingly, is also Jey Uso beating Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I don't know why these dislikes aren't translating into the arenas and why fans aren't suddenly just turning on Jey. It's like the online fan base seems to hate Jey Uso, or the majority of it. But when it comes to the shows themselves, the people inside the arenas, they don't seem to care. They love Jey Uso. Which makes me wonder, like, what the hell's going on here? I mean, if those same fans that are disliking that video of Jey Uso's win at the Battle Royal aren't on the shows just voicing their displeasure, then why the hell are they what the hell are they doing anyway? you're doing. Because WWE does not seem interested in reversing this decision and giving them something different. Unless the fans start booing Jey Uso during his. If I'm sure they're gonna book a segment with Jey Uso and CM Punk in a promo exchange. I'm pretty sure that's almost seems like a guarantee. Hey Austin, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Oh, and Austin, are you going to watch Halloween Havoc? Because I know I am. I'm watching it tonight. Should be a good show. But yeah. But hey, it is what it is. That was Monday Night Raw. It wasn't the best Monday Night Raw, actually. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the last like 2 or 3 we've gotten have been very good. The ones leading up to, same thing with me, most likely. I've got Peacock. I've actually got Peacock now on my phone and my tablet, but I like to use my phone sometimes to watch the WWE PLEs, or at least now the NXT PLEs, because it's the only PLEs now they're gonna have. Although they still have the all of the like past PLEs on Peacock still. Oh, he definitely is. I mean, Triple H hasn't done that much better, but Tony Khan is so much worse. Because at least we have gotten some great stuff this year coming out of WWE. When it comes to AEW, it just seems like nothing good has come out of AEW this year. But that was my analysis of Monday Night Raw. If I was to rate it this week, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was decent. So some of the stuff was good, but not all of it was good. Now to Tuesday in NXT. This is the go home show before. This is the go home show. I've been great. I've been good, Austin. Thanks for asking. This episode was the go home show before Halloween Havoc. Obviously, last week starting out the show, we got a video package reliving what happened last week. Obviously, the Battle Royal. Also, which ended the show last week, we got a Battle Royal on last week. We had a Battle Royal to determine Jacy Jayne's #1 contender for Halloween Havoc, which then turned out to be Tatum Paxley, and she got a big positive reaction from the crowd, who apparently were very excited to see her win that Battle Royal. Now, I'm not sure if she'll win because they could obviously have the win. Obviously, they could have the Fatal Influence get involved in the match, as they always do. But if they do an angle where the Fatal Influence girls, Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed, who's now a part of the group after Jasmine Nix got released from WWE, or they could have a situation where they get booted out of the arena, or at least booted out from ringside. Then that leaves potentially Izzy Dane to cost Tatum Paxley the match. I don't know. I think Jacy Jayne wins, even though I would love to see Tatum win. I just feel like she's going to get screwed over in some way, shape, or form in this match. I just don't know if it's by Fatal Influence's hand or by her so-called friend Izzy Dane's hand. I just don't see. I know she's going to probably lose via some type of shenanigans. I just don't know what yet. Obviously, Tatum Paxley, obviously the culling opened the show. Yeah, I do, Austin. Tatum Paxley and the culling, they opened the show. Obviously, Tatum Paxley was obviously there to talk about her win in the Battle Royal. Talked about Halloween Havoc. Obviously, the crowd was very much into everything she was saying and was shouting like "You deserve it" and stuff. So I was happy. I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's getting this moment. I think it's well deserved. Will she win? I don't know, but we will see what happens tonight. Obviously, Fatal Influence came out, talked their trash, usual trash. This led to a tag team match being made official. This led to them brawling, which then led to a tag team match being made official for the show. We'll put later on in the show. It would be the main event match of the show, right before the main event segment, which was Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. After this opener, we got Leon Slater and Javon Evans backstage. Obviously, Leon Slater was set to defend his X Division Championship tonight on this show against Stacks, who has now been paired on screen most recently with his actual real life girlfriend Ariana Grace. They are in a relationship. Stacks and Ariana Grace are in a relationship outside of WWE, by the way. And so, hey, congratulations to them. We got the match. Obviously, Javon Evans and Leon Slater were backstage and were making fun of Stacks. Man, it is what it is. We got the match Leon Slater versus Stacks for the X Division Championship. Hey, just Caleboo. Not sure if I know who you are, but thank you for showing up. And if that's you hitting that, I guess, fifth like, or I guess you should say like sixth, seventh like, because I know there's at least 2 other people that have liked the live stream, but it's not showing up. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody that's here and that's watching currently. I do appreciate it. This match between Leon Slater and Stacks lasted about 11 minutes. Not bad. It wasn't a great match, but it was a decent match. Leon Slater won. Is what it is. Javon Evans and Leon Slater then got in the ring and started talking about them teaming up as a tag team, potentially for Halloween Havoc. And they wanted to face any team, and it didn't matter what team they faced, didn't matter where they came from. Then all of a sudden, out comes none other than Mr. Iguana. Mr. Iguana. Yeah, I know, Z. I saw that when it happened. When it happened last month or earlier this month. I can't remember when it happened, but I think it was somewhere within the last month. It was within the last month. But we got Mr. Iguana from AAA, and also from AAA, La Parka. Now, from what I've been able to understand, this is not the original La Parka from WCW. Apparently, this is a different La Parka. I mean, I don't know. Could be the same guy, but who knows? But hey, they challenged Javon and Leon to a tag team match at Halloween Havoc, and it was made official. So hey, congratulations to that team for getting. Well, hey, that should be a good match. And hey, I definitely think that should be a good match. Just so we're clear. I'm just going to go over my notes for a second. For a moment, I'm going over my notes. After this, we got one of my, what I thought was one of the best moments of the entire show. And obviously, if I'm not mistaken, Austin, you were talking about it in the you were commenting it on our stream, and I think I might have missed it, but we got the Hardys versus Dark State in a rematch for the tag team titles. Now, apparently, the Hardys have decided that last week's attack by Dark State broke them, so to speak. And now they are broken. And I thought, yes, yes, yes. I've probably said it now five times in my lifetime. But Broken Matt Hardy / Woken Matt Hardy is one of my favorite versions of Matt Hardy. And obviously, and so we got a video package of them at their house at the Hardy compound, and they decided to take a dip in the lake of what I don't even remember what it was. The lake of something. I can't remember what it was. I'm just flipping through the video. I want to go to the video. The WWE. The Lake of Reincarnation. Lake of Reincarnation. Okay, I had to watch the video. I had to go back to watch the video of the video package to see what the name of the lake was. Couldn't remember, but it was the Lake of Reincarnation. But yeah, they became reincarnated as Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. And their match against Dark State will be a broken rules match, which means no rules. I'm excited about this. I don't know who wins. Maybe they have Dark State win. Maybe they have Dark State win. I have no idea. But it is what it is. Congrats to them. After this, we got a backstage segment with Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace. Kalani Jordan was, I guess, walking to the women's locker room when a bunch of WWE NXT women were throwing out some of her stuff. I'm guessing this is a moment where she has now officially been branded sort of a traitor to the NXT roster. Yeah, I can't believe that either. Asuka's a much better wrestler than Goldberg. But then I will say that Goldberg was actually a legit draw for the company. He was a legit draw. So it's not like he wasn't a draw for WCW and WWE when he was there. But hey, I will say this. But hey, it is what it is. Let's move on with the show. And yeah, he is somewhat. Obviously, we got Blake Monroe. We got Soruka and Zarya out in the ring. Obviously, with Ava, the general manager. Ava's been doing a great job as general manager. Maybe the best general manager right now is Ava, followed very closely by Nick Aldis and then Adam Pearce. We got Soruka out there was apparently on her in her most recent match with Zarya against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, which was for the tag team titles. Apparently, she got suffered an injury during the match, and she would not be able to defend her NXT North American Championship, Women's North American Championship against Blake Monroe at Halloween Havoc. But this then led to Zarya stepping up and saying that if Sol Ruca allows it, she'll defend the title in Sol Ruca's honor against Blake Monroe. Now, obviously, I could see Blake Monroe winning the title because I feel like it's about time she wins a title in NXT. She's just too good not to have a title, not be held around her waist or on her shoulder. But it is what it is. I don't know who's going to win this match. But Ava decided, you know what? If Sol Ruca allows it, then I'll make it official. And so it's official. Blake Monroe will face Zarya for the Women's North American Championship. Currently held by Sol Ruca, but being defended in Sol's honor by Zarya. We also got Jasper Troy versus Zachary Wentz of TNA. This is the men's speed tournament. We recently had a women's speed tournament to determine who was going to face Sol Ruca for the speed championship at No Mercy, which was won actually by Lainey Reed, although she got injured and had to forfeit her title shot, which was then given to Jada Parker, and Jada still won, and Jada lost. This men's tournament, obviously Jasper Troy. Obviously, the speed matches are only 3 minutes long. In this, now the match, the pay-per-view, obviously it was 5 minutes. So it's like, so they give the competitors an extra 2 minutes on the pay-per-view. I guess that's nice, I guess. Jasper Troy was able to win this match, obviously in 3 minutes. Nothing to talk about, just a match. We also got Ethan Page cutting a promo on El Hijo Dr. Wagner Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., who will face, and these two will face off at Halloween Havoc in a Day of the Dead match. Now, obviously, if any of you guys want to know what Day of the Dead actually means, it is basically Mexico's version of Halloween. It's Mexico's Halloween, Mexican Halloween. Obviously, people go to cemeteries and they celebrate their relatives that have passed on. That's literally as much as I can tell you about it. So it's a Day of the Dead match, which also means no rules, just like the Broken Rules match between Hardys and Dark State. But hey, should be a good match. Who wins? I think it's going to be Ethan Page. Unless they're going to have him jump up to the main roster. Then again, I don't see him losing that title to anybody that's a non-WWE or non-NXT superstar. So I'm just going to go with Ethan Page. We got Hank and Tank, Hank Walker, Tank Ledger, former NXT Tag Team Champions versus OTM Out the Mud, who recently made their return last week in a match, in a triple threat match. It included McCulling and Chase U. This match lasted just about 4 minutes. Nothing special. It was just a match. We also got Axiom versus Sean Legacy from Evolve in the second men's speed tournament match. Axiom won this match in 3 minutes, and so it will be Jasper Troy versus Axiom in the tournament finals to determine who will face El Grande Americano, the current speed champion at whenever they decide to that. I'd say Hollywood Hulk Hogan is definitely better than the regular Hulk Hogan because Hollywood Hulk Hogan was something we didn't know we needed in the 90s. I would definitely say that he was better. That he's good as a, I mean, yes, as good as he was as a babyface, I feel like him as a heel was just so much better. Because like I've said this before, I think on this channel, there's only so far that you can go as a babyface until you just need to go heel. Obviously, we got that with Jade Cargill. More on that later. We got obviously the Culling, Izzy Dane, and Tatum Paxley versus Fatal Influence, JC Jane and Fallon Henley. No, JC Jane and Laney Reed. Fatal Influence won the match. Now, obviously, post match, they were attempting a beatdown on Izzy Dane, but Tatum Paxley was able to even the odds, and she stood tall at the end. So hopefully that does not mean that she loses. But hey, who knows? Hey, oh, Finn does WWE. Hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. You guys, if there's anybody now, like I've said before, if there's anybody here who has just come into the live stream, if you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. Also, if there's anybody here who is able to share this live stream out onto their channel via their community tab or community post, feel free to do so. Thank you. We should have 7 or 8 likes because I know there's at least 1 or 2 extra people that have liked, but it's just not showing. So it says 6 likes, but it should say at least 8, 7 or 8. I can't remember. It should say at least 7 or 8. YouTube being YouTube as always. But we got, oh, hey, Finn does WWE. Are you going to watch Halloween Havoc? Are you going to watch Halloween Havoc? I am, and I should be a good show. Oh, man, you might miss out on a very good show. You might miss out on a good show. Oh, you don't watch NXT. Well, just so you know, the Hardys have now decided that they're broken again. So we're getting broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero versus Dark State, whichever members of Dark State decide to be in the match. Maybe they'll just have the 2 guys who were the former champions in the match, but we'll see. In a Broken Rules match. Should be a good show. We got the main event, obviously the main event segment, Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints and Trick Williams, they will face off for the NXT Championship. More than likely in the main event. I'm sure the Women's Championship match will be the semi-main event. This was a contract signing for their match at Halloween Havoc tonight. But hey, this was very good. Ricky Saints cut a very, very good promo. He's definitely a good promo guy. Raw was somewhat good. It wasn't better than it's been recently. Wasn't as good as it's been recently. And yes, Z, I actually do sort of think that JC Jane will retain. I'm pretty sure she's going to retain by some form of yeah. Now, I get why LA Knight didn't win, because they don't want LA Knight to win the Battle Royal, only for him to lose to CM Punk clean. Because I think whoever won that Battle Royal, it was not going to matter at all. Because CM Punk is walking out as champion at Saturday night's main event. I just feel like they're giving it to CM Punk regardless. They were going to give it to CM Punk regardless of who won the Battle Royal. So Jey Uso is obviously the type of guy that can lose the match and it won't affect him. It'll obviously further the story that they're telling with Jimmy and Jay. And that might be the best thing. But this main event segment, it ended with Ricky Saints standing tall. I don't know what that means for the match, whether Ricky Saints wins. I feel like Ricky just won the title. So why are you going to take the title off of him after only holding it for like a month? Then again, they could easily be looking to send Ricky Saints up to the main roster? I don't know, but I hope Ricky retains because I feel like he just won the title, so there's no reason to take it off him so quickly. Because then that just makes his win against Obafemi at No Mercy just seem pointless. That was my NXT. That was NXT. It was actually good. It was good this week. If I was to rate it this week, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, it would, because there wasn't much actually that happened on this show that was good. Obviously, we got to fight the opening match, Leon Slater versus Stax. The women's tag team match was good. The broken Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys promo was good. Thanks, Austin, for still being here. And then the Blake Monroe Zarya segment was good, as well as the main event segment and the Ethan Page. But then everything else was just like meh. Then we go to AEW Dynamite. AEW so far this year has been a complete dud. There's been nothing about AEW Dynamite, AEW this year that has been even remotely good. And so look, I gotta tell you, it's been nothing good this year when it comes to AEW Dynamite. So the opening, we got the ops of Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata, who recently turned heel at the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view after Hangman Page beat Samoa Joe to retain his AEW World Championship. They turned on, obviously they attacked Hangman post-match, so they're now officially heel. Now the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin, on that same pay-per-view, won a 6-man tag team match against the demand of Gates of Agony, Toa Liona, and Bishop Khan, and Ricochet to become #1 contenders for the trios titles. So that match happened on this show. I was very much excited actually for this match because of just the visual of seeing Powerhouse Hobbs and Bobby Lashley in the same ring together. Like Bobby Lashley versus any of the powerhouses in AEW's men's division would be an interesting sight. But hey, the Ops, they retained their titles due to Ricochet getting involved in the match. Which honestly makes me think, oh God, they're still gonna revisit this feud. They're still gonna run this feud back, because that made me think that this feud's never ending between the Demand and the Hurt Syndicate. Like, dude, you lost at the pay-per-view. Move on. Get over it. Get over it, Ricochet. You lost the pay-per-view. But I guess according to Ricochet, but I guess Ricochet just doesn't take losing well. Obviously, we got a promo from Samoa Joe after the match, basically confirming that he is not done with the Hangman Page and that he's coming for Hangman's title again, which more than likely will be at their next pay-per-view, Full Gear. Whether Samoa Joe actually wins that match, I don't know, but I don't think you're going to give Samoa Joe 2 straight losses in a row when it comes to pay-per-view matches. Oh, I remember that. That was at Super Showdown 2020, if I'm not mistaken. But it is what it is. Congrats, the Ops. We got a promo segment from Darby Allin. I'd say Brock and Ricochet, actually. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Brock and Ricochet squash match was at least a match and didn't last like 7 seconds. Let's just say this much. At least the Brock and Ricochet match, if I'm not mistaken, lasted more than 7 seconds. I think it was 7, 8 seconds, I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been 6 years. It's been at least 6 years. We got Darby Allin cutting a promo on his match against Jon Moxley at Wrestle Dream, the I Quit match. Basically, he made it clear that this win is not the end. It's not the end, but him winning at Wrestle Dream wasn't the end of the match. Wasn't the end of his feud with Death Riders. He's made it clear that he's still gonna come after the Death Riders, and as long as the Death Riders are still a thing, he's gonna come after them until the Death Riders are no longer a thing. Well, I don't know if you'll be able to fully kill off the Death Riders permanently, like indefinitely. Like, I feel like since the group's now been here for as long as it's been, I feel like this group's never gonna die. There's always gonna be at least some form of the Death Riders. So I don't think Darby Allin's gonna be able to. I don't know what Darby Allin's gonna be able to do, but it is what it is. We also got Mercedes Moné. She was in the ring celebrating her record-breaking 11th women's title that she won at Wrestle Dream when she beat Mina Shirakawa to become the new interim Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion, which basically broke a long-standing record that was held by Ultimo Dragon, apparently, for the most titles ever held by a single wrestler in 1 year, that being 10. She had 10. This new title of hers makes it 11, and she recently won a title in Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, whatever it is, I can't remember. Winnipeg Pro Wrestling, where she beat Jody Threat to become a champion. I can't remember, but now she's got 12 titles. If she goes after the women's tag team titles, which it now looks like she will, which she now will, and if she wins, that's number 13. And then she's got Chris Statlander's title. That would make it 14 titles. She will have won. She will have held in one single year. Like, what's the point of this? What is the point of all this if we can't name half the companies that she currently holds titles in? And why are we supposed to care about this? Why are we supposed to care about this? I don't. It's doing nothing. And this celebration turned into a comedy skit when Mimi Monet decided to make an appearance. And so did Chris Statlander. Mina Shirakawa was crowned the interim champion after Red Velvet, who was apparently the actual champion, is currently out with an injury. So I almost forgot about that one. I almost forgot about Red Velvet's title because she is the current champion, legitimate champion. She's just been out for, I guess, for an injury. Not sure exactly, but she's been out. Once Red Velvet comes back, I'm sure they're going to book a title versus title unification match between both of them. Who knows how many women's titles there are in the world that she can win? That will mean absolutely nothing in the end. Will we even care that she won a title in Winnipeg? Will that wrestling promotion be any... Will people even know that wrestling promotion even exists after she drops that title? Most of the titles she's holding are from wrestling promotions that either are so small that we could care less about them, or from wrestling promotions that we just couldn't care less about regardless of how big they are. Is what it is. She had a cake, which she ultimately got pushed into. So that was at least funny. Obviously, after this, we got a backstage moment where she was being interviewed post segment. She then was interrupted by Athena. And so it is now been made official that Athena and Mercedes will be a tag team in the women's tag team tournament, which will also include Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue and Julia Hart, Tay Mello and Anna Jay, and also, I'm thinking it's Mina Shirakawa and Tony Storm, and I'm telling you right now, the finals of this tournament, Tony and Mina versus Athena and Mercedes. That's the way it's gonna be. They're not gonna give it to anybody else. They're gonna either give it to those teams. They're gonna give it to either of those two teams. We also got Jon Moxley in a match against Kyle O'Reilly. This was a rematch from a few years ago. Their match, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, their first match was, from what I've now, their first match, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty darn good. Apparently, from what I heard, their first match had been pretty good. It's like I can't remember. This match was good for one reason. The end of the match saw Jon Moxley caught in a ankle lock by Kyle O'Reilly, and rather than tap out, he decided to take a cheap shot and sucker punched the referee, which caused the disqualification loss on Jon Moxley's part. So obviously Kyle O'Reilly won via DQ. It now looks like they're now booking Jon Moxley to where he's now scared of ever saying the words "I quit" or tapping out to a submission. I mean, he has his own submission that he uses, the Bulldog Choke. But when it comes to him being put into a submission hold, that's now something that apparently he's now afraid of. This could have all eventually lead to him getting ousted from his own group, which, to be honest, didn't seem too bad of a stretch. We got a women's four-way tag of four of the teams that will be involved in this tournament. Oh yeah, I forgot. I think it was Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata would also be in this tournament. We got obviously Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron versus the Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Queen Aminata, Jamie Hayter, and Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. Obviously, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford won the match. Congrats. We also got conglomeration of Kyle O'Reilly, I think it was Roderick Strong, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy versus the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, I think it was Pac, and Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, the conglomeration won. So congrats to them. Also, the main event was Okada versus Bandito. Kazuchika Okada versus Bandito for the AEW Unified title. He pinned Kazuchika Okada in their tag team match at the pay-per-view, which was for the tag team titles at the time. Which was for Brodito's tag team titles. So this is how this match came about. Obviously Okada won, so congrats to him. Nothing special. If I was to rate this episode of AEW Dynamite, I'd at least give it a 6, because there was at least a few things that I liked. The main event, the Jon Moxley match, and I guess the opening match. The opening match was pretty good too. Now on to Friday Night SmackDown. The show opened up with Drew McIntyre. As always, he was not happy about what happened last week. He got attacked by Cody Rhodes with the title. Obviously, Drew was like, Cody Rhodes hit me with the title, yet you're still cheering him for it. You're still cheering as if, as if that was fine, as if that was okay for him to do. Is what it is. Cody obviously came out. He was not at all willing to hear any more of Drew McIntyre's whining and complaining. That just seems like everything. Like whenever Drew McIntyre has a mic now, that's all he seems to do is whine and complain about everything going on in his life. Me neither. I don't know why Cody Rhodes gets hate. It could be because he beat a certain tribal chief to become champion last year, and they still haven't gotten over that. Or it could be that he beat John Cena to win the title back after John Cena won the title from Cody at WrestleMania 41. Then again, we don't know exactly why they hate him, but it is what it is. Obviously, Drew McIntyre then started to take a little bit of a dig at Jimmy Uso and Jimmy's family, even bringing up Jimmy's wife. But listen to Jimmy Uso coming out to attack Drew McIntyre because he wasn't gonna let that slide. After this, we got Jimmy Uso. After this, we did get Jimmy Uso again backstage. That's Cody Rhodes. Rhodes wanted some of Drew McIntyre, but Jimmy was like, I think tonight I need to get my hands on Drew McIntyre first. No offense, Cody. After this, we got a tag team match. Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura have recently been on the receiving end of beatdowns courtesy of Solo Sikoa's MFTs. So they decided, let's put these two into a tag team match against the MFTs. And I think this was Tama Tonga and JC Mateo of the MFTs. Lasted about 13 minutes. Pretty decent tag team match. This was a good tag team match. And it was good to see Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix going up against the MFTs because it would have been just stupid for WWE to just act like these attacks never happened. Some people were actually wondering why didn't Shinsuke Nakamura cut a promo on the MFTs last week? Well, this was their reasoning for that. But hey, congrats to the MFTs. Obviously, they're still in a feud with the Wyatt Six. So we'll see where that leads. Because of Seth Rollins' injury, we could be looking at MFTs versus Wyatt Six War Games match. Whether that leads to magic, I don't know, but it could because of just how. Because this could be WWE's way of just like putting two factions that are borderline boring and just letting them just throw haymakers at each other and just hoping that it sticks and it creates gold. But hey, we got Drew McIntyre again backstage. Yeah, I don't think it's needed at all. We got Drew McIntyre backstage with Nick Aldis complaining as always. Then Jimmy Uso decides, I'm gonna get to draw on him again and starts attacking him again after already attacking him in the ring, out in the arena. Also, we got Chelsea Green backstage with Julia. She was hoping to recruit Julia, I'm guessing for her secret harvest, but obviously Kiana was there, and obviously Julia was not interested. Also, now we get Tiffany Stratton in a non-title match against Kiana James. Yeah, I'd say they are. They are. We got Tiffany Stratton in a non-title match against Kiana James. This was a good match. Good match. Nothing special, but it was a good match. And Tiffany won. Obviously, a post-match beatdown occurred, but Jade Cargill ran in to make the save, only for Jade to clothesline Tiffany Stratton out of her pretty boots. And Jade Cargill has now turned heel. And so she is now officially done waiting for her time. She is now taking her time. She is now taking what she believes should be hers, and that is a title opportunity. And they've now made the match official between Jade and Tiffany Stratton for Saturday night's main event. We now have 3 titles being defended at this upcoming Saturday night's main event. And who knows, we could see 3 different champions on the pay-per-view. If what I heard recently when I was watching WWE's WrestleMania's recent video today, that Tiffany Stratton could have been working through an injury as of late, and she might need to take time off, and this title match could be their way of writing Tiffany Stratton off with, I'm guessing, a dominant performance by Jade. Not a squash, but a dominant win, which it should be. But hey, it is what it is. We got Jimmy Uso with Nick Aldis, who obviously Nick Aldis isn't exactly happy about Jimmy's attacks on Drew, but if Jimmy wants, Nick Aldis can give him a match against Drew tonight. And Jimmy's like, no, I don't want a match. I want a war. So Nick Aldis makes it official: Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso in a no disqualification match. Wow, it's been a while since we've gotten a stipulation match on a regular TV show, on a regular show. We got Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. Sami Zayn is obviously a little heartbroken that he is no longer champion, but he is very much glad that Ilya Dragunov will be continuing the open challenge policy that John Cena set back in 2015, and that he took from John Cena. John Cena gave to him. So now he's passing it on to Ilya. And we got Aleister Black. This was match of the night. Obviously, was around 15 minutes. A very good match. Damian Priest, though, came back to cost Aleister Black the match. This is now the second time he's cost Aleister Black a shot at the U.S. title. And it was a great match. Obviously, Damian Priest then attacked Aleister Black, but his wife, Zelina Vega, who was kicked out earlier for trying to get involved in the Aleister Black's match, she came back. Obviously, Aleister Black then stood tall at the end. So obviously this would be a perfect opportunity to bring Lola Vice up to the main roster. And no, it was not a terrible match. It was a great match. The only reason why you're saying it was a terrible match is because it was Ilya Dragunov in the match and not one of your favorites. Favorites. It is what it is. Congrats to Ilya Dragunov. We also got, after this, we got Carmelo Hayes, who was being interviewed backstage, and he was talking about The Miz and why he attacked Miz last week. obviously because The Miz took his shots at a. That's only because The Miz decided to cost Carmelo Hayes a second shot at the U.S. title. So Carmelo only decided that it was fair that he do the same to Miz, and I'm guessing this is eventually going to lead to a singles one-on-one match between the two, and Carmelo Hayes should obviously win this match when it happens. We then get a backstage segment with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax. Nia Jax isn't exactly buying the so-called friendship between Charlotte Flair and Alexa. And that she basically saying that she's had her fair share of tag team partners that imploded, and her tag teams basically imploded, meaning her tag team with Tamina. She's been in a tag team with Tamina and Shayna Baszler, and those were the only two that I can remember. But hey, we also got the main event. I'm guessing we're getting a match between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Maybe next week. I can't remember if they made a match official for between the two, but if they do, it should be a good match because I liked their feud going into WrestleMania 34, and that was a good match. We also got the main event, Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso. No disqualification. This was when about 13 minutes. Drew McIntyre wins. Obviously, post-match, Cody Rhodes comes out, and he's not even in his suit anymore. He's in his comfy tracksuit, comfy sweats, and an American Nightmare jacket. Obviously, Cody Rhodes was not the one who stood tall this week. This time, Drew McIntyre laid Cody Rhodes out with a Claymore kick, and that's how the show ended. Was a good episode of Friday Night SmackDown. I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. Well, guys, I had fun on this live stream. I hope you guys did. I will see you guys next week. Obviously, like I said earlier, I will be doing a movie review immediately following this live stream. And it will premiere tomorrow, potentially at 6 p.m., which is when I usually like to do my premieres for these which is when I usually like to do my premieres. And so that's it. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out. Yeah, so long.